The day began like any other at the Galactic Academy. Alien students from dozens of planets walked through tall, shiny corridors, their bright eyes glancing at the machines and doors. Teachers moved quickly, checking lists and guiding new arrivals. Today, another group of students would enter the academy, and each one had to pass the routine entry scan. No one expected anything unusual. A human boy stepped forward. He was small and thin compared to the towering aliens around him. His brown eyes looked calm, and he carried himself with quiet confidence. Most aliens did not pay him much attention at first. Humans were rare but not unheard of in this sector. The boy walked up to the scanning machine. It was a huge device with lights and moving parts, designed to read every gene and cell in a student's body. A soft hum filled the room as he stood in position. The scan began. A soft glow moved over him, reading his body. At first, everything seemed normal. Then the machine slowed. The lights flickered. The hum grew deeper, almost like it was thinking. The boy blinked, confused but did not move. Teachers stepped forward to check the machine. Nothing worked. The glow froze over him, hovering in midair. The screen above the machine flashed red. A new message appeared in letters that no one had ever seen before. Warning, primordial genome. Contact the Emperor. The room fell silent. Alien students froze, some stepping back in fear. Teachers whispered among themselves, exchanging nervous looks. The boy did not understand. He had heard of primordial genome in old stories, but it was supposed to be a myth. No human had ever caused a warning like this. The head teacher pressed buttons and tried to restart the machine, but it remained frozen. The glow over the boy shimmered softly as if alive, but it did not harm him. "Is the scan broken?" a young alien student whispered, his voice shaking. "It is not broken," another replied. "I have never seen anything like this. We need to contact the Emperor immediately." The boy turned his head, looking at them. His calm brown eyes did not show fear. He was only curious. He asked, "What is happening? Why are you all looking at me like that?" One of the teachers stepped forward, bowing slightly. Your genome, it is ancient. It is unusual. The system has detected traits that no one has seen in thousands of years. Please remain still. Do not be afraid." The boy nodded, still unsure. Around him, students whispered in fear and wonder. Some slowly backed away. The air in the room felt heavy, as if history itself had paused to watch him. The glow over him pulsed gently, like a heartbeat. It was not dangerous, but it carried a weight that no one could explain. The head teacher activated a communication link. The message reached the Imperial core world, many light years away. In seconds, the Academy received instructions. Protect the human. Do not interfere with the scan. The Emperor will decide. Teachers nodded, hiding their relief. The boy, still unaware of the importance of what had happened, was now under the direct attention of the Emperor himself. Hours passed, but the scan did not move. The boy remained calm, standing in the glowing light. Some alien students lost interest, but others could not look away. They had never seen anything like this. Older students quietly approached, trying to read the ancient warning, but the letters made no sense to them. Even the Academy's archives had limited information. The boy's genome was not just rare. It was considered legendary, a relic of the galaxy's earliest history. Finally, a teacher approached and spoke gently. "Do you know why this is happening?" The boy shook his head. "I don't. Is it bad?" The teacher smiled faintly. "No, not bad. Important. You are different, that is all. The galaxy has waited a long time to see you. The Emperor himself will explain everything soon." The boy blinked. Different?" "Yes," the teacher replied. "Your species carries something no other student has. You survived when others could not. That is why the system froze. That is why everyone is looking at you. That is why the Emperor will come." The glow over the boy slowly faded, but the system remained frozen. The machine hummed quietly, like it was still studying him. Alien students whispered about the human with awe, curiosity, and fear. The boy felt strange but not afraid. Something in him stirred, a quiet pride, though he did not yet understand why. By evening, the Academy had cleared the room. Only a few teachers stayed, keeping an eye on the boy. Outside, the stars shone bright in the Academy's sky. The boy looked up, thinking about what was coming. A part of him felt small in the vast galaxy, yet another part felt ready. The Imperial core world had been alerted. The Emperor would arrive soon. And nothing at the Academy, no machine, no alien, could predict what the human would do next. For the first time, the boy understood that he was not just another student. He was the first human to awaken the galaxy's ancient memory in centuries. and the universe had paused, waiting for him. The next morning the academy felt different. Word had spread quietly like a gentle wind, but its effect was strong. Students who usually laughed and joked moved with caution. Teachers spoke in hushed tones, and even the walls seemed quieter. The human boy walked through the halls, his steps calm, his eyes observing everything. He noticed whispers following him, glances that lingered longer than necessary. He did not understand most of the language, but the feeling was clear. They were nervous and a little afraid. The boy reached the cafeteria, a wide room filled with tables and food from many worlds. Alien students sat in clusters eating and talking. When they saw him, many stopped their conversations. A group of tall, blue-skinned aliens lowered their heads politely. A small creature with 3 eyes moved away quickly. The boy felt strange. He had never been treated like this. At first he thought it was a mistake. Maybe they were shy. But soon he realized it was something else. One teacher, an older alien with golden feathers and gentle eyes, approached him. "You must understand," she said quietly. "Your scan, it was not ordinary. The Academy has never seen a genome like yours before. It is primordial." "Primordial?" the boy repeated. The word felt heavy in his mouth. "Yes," the teacher replied. "It means ancient. Very powerful. You are a human, yes, but your species carries something the galaxy has almost forgotten. You are rare. Unique. And the system, it recognized this." The boy looked down at his hands. They were ordinary. Nothing felt powerful about them. "So, I am special?" The teacher smiled faintly. "Special does not mean dangerous. But you are important. The Emperor has been alerted. He will decide what to do next." While the teacher spoke, other students watched from a distance. Some whispered quietly to each other, their voices filled with fear and fascination. The boy felt the weight of their attention, but he tried to ignore it. He wanted to sit, eat, and act normal like any student. Yet he knew something had changed. A group of older students approached, their faces curious. One, a tall alien with purple skin, asked, "Do you know why the scanner froze?" The boy shook his head. "No. I don't understand it." The alien hesitated, then said, "It is ancient. Something from before most species existed. Your genome carries traits no one else has. We were warned to respect it, but not everyone understands why." The boy felt a mix of pride and confusion. He had never thought of himself as anything special. On Earth he was just another boy. Here, in this academy, he realized that being human meant something different. Something larger than himself. By midday the academy had taken measures to protect him. Some teachers walked near him wherever he went. Security personnel remained at a distance, not intrusive but ready. The boy noticed this but did not feel scared. He had always faced challenges in his life. This was just another one, though on a much larger scale. During his classes, aliens studied him quietly. Some watched how he moved, how he spoke, even how he ate. The boy noticed their eyes, but he focused on learning. Lessons were the same as before: mathematics, science, history of the galaxy. Yet he realized that everyone in the room saw him differently. They were cautious, respectful, and curious. He wondered why. In the evening, a small group of students approached him. They were not hostile. Instead, they wanted to understand. "We have heard of humans," one said softly. "But no human has ever entered the academy like this. Why are you different?" The boy shrugged. "I don't know. I just came here like everyone else. I didn't expect anything to happen." The alien nodded. "It is not your fault. You are a reminder of history. Your species, it survived when others could not. That is why the Emperor has been contacted. That is why we watch you. You carry something important." The boy listened carefully. Slowly he began to feel a sense of purpose. For the first time, he realized that being human in this galaxy meant more than just existing. It meant carrying a legacy. It meant being part of something greater. Later, the head teacher called him to a private room. The room was simple, with soft light and minimal technology. "Do not be afraid," the teacher said. "You are safe here. The scan did not harm you. It only recognized what is hidden in you. The Emperor will come soon. He will explain everything. Until then, remain calm. Learn. Observe. Understand." The boy nodded. "I will," he said. His voice was steady, though his heart beat faster than usual. He knew something big was coming. Something that could change not only his life but the academy and perhaps the galaxy itself. Outside, the stars shone brightly, their light reflected on the academy's polished floors. The human boy walked back to his room, carrying a quiet confidence. He was still ordinary in many ways. He still had questions, doubts, and fears. But he knew one thing: the galaxy had noticed him. It had paused to see him. And in that moment he felt the first stirrings of his true potential. The academy continued its routine around him, but nothing was the same. Aliens whispered in the halls. Teachers exchanged secret looks. Even the machines seemed to hum differently when he passed. The human boy had arrived and the galaxy was watching. Far away in the heart of the Imperial core world, the Emperor sat on his throne. The hall was vast and silent, lit by soft golden light. Advisors and scholars moved quietly around him, their faces serious. Suddenly, a message arrived from the Galactic Academy. It was short, urgent, and strange. Warning: primordial genome. Contact the Emperor. The Emperor leaned forward. His sharp eyes read the words carefully. He had studied the galaxy for centuries, but he had not seen this message in thousands of years. The term primordial genome was ancient, almost forgotten. It referred to species that carried traits older than most civilizations. Creatures that survived events no one else could endure. Creatures that could change the balance of the galaxy. The Emperor knew at once that the human student was not ordinary. He turned to his chief advisor, a tall, thin alien with silver skin. "Prepare the fastest starship," he said. "I will go to the academy personally. No one else can handle this." The advisor hesitated. "Your Majesty, is it safe? Humans are rare and this warning is mysterious." The Emperor's eyes did not waver. The human is not a threat. He carries the memory of survival itself. That is why the scan froze. That is why the galaxy paused. We must see him, speak with him, and understand. Nothing else matters. Meanwhile, at the academy, the human boy continued his day under careful observation. He practiced lessons in science and mathematics while teachers discreetly checked the communication channels for news from the Emperor. Alien students whispered about the human constantly. Some tried to avoid him, nervous about the warning. Others were curious, hoping to understand the boy who had awakened an ancient alert. Hours later, the first sign of the Emperor's journey arrived. Scouts in sleek starships passed over the academy's sky. They moved with precision, their speed faster than any normal transport. Teachers gathered near the boy, whispering that the Emperor would arrive soon. The boy's heart beat faster. He had never met someone so important, not even in stories. The academy prepared a private chamber for the meeting. It was quiet, with walls that reflected soft blue light. The boy was brought inside, still unsure what to expect. Moments later, the Emperor entered. He was taller than most aliens, with calm eyes and an aura of authority that did not need words. He looked at the boy carefully, studying him as if reading a book written in flesh and blood. "You are the human they call special," the Emperor said in a deep, steady voice. "The scan recognized your genome. It told us what history has forgotten." The boy swallowed. I don't understand. Why me?" The Emperor smiled faintly. "Not why you, but who you are. Humans are ancient survivors. Your species adapted, learned, and grew in ways no other could. You carry traits that can endure the galaxy's greatest challenges. That is why the scan froze. That is why the academy panicked. That is why I am here." The boy blinked. "Traits, like what?" "Adaptation, strength, intelligence, survival," the Emperor said. "Not just in battle, not just in danger, but in thought, in learning, in understanding. Humans can survive when others fail. Your genome remembers challenges that the galaxy itself has forgotten. You are a living record of what it means to endure." The boy tried to imagine it. On Earth, he had always thought humans were ordinary. Weak even, compared to aliens like those in the academy. Yet here he was told he carried something older and stronger than most of the galaxy. He felt a quiet pride, though he did not fully understand it. The Emperor continued, his voice calm but powerful. "Do not be afraid. You are not dangerous. You are a reminder of survival. The galaxy hid this truth from you and now it is waking. I want you to understand yourself, your place, and your potential. Only then can the academy and the galaxy treat you fairly." The boy nodded slowly. "I will try to understand." "You will," the Emperor said. "And in time others will too. But first you must learn, grow, and observe. You will teach the galaxy by existing. That is enough for now." For hours they spoke quietly. The Emperor asked about the boy's life on Earth, his experiences, and how he solved problems. The boy told stories of curiosity, learning, and small victories. The Emperor listened carefully, nodding. Every word seemed to connect to the idea that humans could survive, adapt, and thrive where others failed. When the meeting ended, the Emperor placed a small hand on the boy's shoulder. "Rest tonight. The galaxy is changing and you are part of that change. The academy will protect you. Others will watch, but you are safe. Remember, your survival is the beginning of something much larger. The boy felt a warmth he had never felt before. Respect, safety, purpose, all combined into a quiet understanding. He was no longer just a student. He was a human, a rare species, and a symbol of what endurance could achieve. As the Emperor left, the boy returned to his room. Outside, alien stars shimmered in the academy sky. He looked up, thinking about what the Emperor had said. A part of him felt small in the vast galaxy, yet another part felt ready. Ready for lessons, ready for discovery, and ready to prove that humans were more than ordinary. That night, the academy slept uneasily. Alien students whispered in their rooms. Teachers reviewed records in secret. The human boy lay quietly, thinking of the stars, the Emperor, and the hidden strength inside him. He knew that tomorrow and the days after would not be ordinary. The galaxy had noticed him. The galaxy had paused to watch him. And for the first time, he understood that he was part of something extraordinary. The next morning, the academy felt even quieter than before. The students and teachers moved carefully, aware that the Emperor had visited. The human boy woke early, thinking about the Emperor's words. He remembered being told that humans carried something ancient, something powerful. But he still did not understand what it truly meant. The head teacher approached him gently. "You must come with me," he said. "The Emperor has requested a private demonstration. It will explain what your genome really is." The boy followed without fear. He had learned that fear was not necessary. He had faced challenges before, and this was only another moment in a galaxy that was slowly revealing itself to him. They walked through tall halls filled with soft light and quiet hums from machines. Other students gave him space, stepping aside, their eyes full of curiosity and awe. Finally, they reached a chamber unlike any other in the academy. The walls were smooth and silver, reflecting the soft glow of a pale blue light. In the center stood a large device, shaped like a circle, with floating panels that shimmered as if alive. The teacher gestured to the boy. "Stand here," he said. The boy obeyed. The machine began to hum. A soft light covered his body, scanning him gently. Unlike the first scan, this one did not freeze or panic. Instead, it showed images and data floating in the air. The boy saw shapes and patterns moving like stars in the galaxy. He recognized some as planets, others as stars, and some he did not understand. The teacher spoke quietly. "This machine reveals the history of your genome," the teacher said. "It shows what humans can survive, how they have adapted, and why the Emperor is interested. You are not ordinary. You are a record of the galaxy itself." The boy watched the patterns, trying to understand. "But how?" he asked. "I am just a human. I do normal things. I eat, I study, I sleep. I don't feel special." The teacher smiled. "That is exactly it. Humans survive without knowing they are powerful. Your genome remembers challenges from long before your time. Diseases, climates, worlds destroyed and rebuilt. You adapted. You learned. You endured. That is why the scanner froze. That is why the Emperor came." The boy's mind filled with images he did not understand. He saw stars exploding, planets shaking, oceans rising. He saw humans learning, building, running, thinking, and surviving. He realized that his species had faced more than any other species had known. The memory was not in history books. It was inside him, inside all humans. "You see," the teacher said, "your genome is primordial, ancient. It is the origin of survival. The Emperor recognizes it because it reminds the galaxy of what life can achieve when it is not destroyed. Humans are the proof that survival is possible, even in the hardest conditions." The boy felt a warmth inside, like a small fire lighting up. He understood that being human meant more than he had ever imagined. He was part of a story that stretched across time and space, older than the academy, older than many civilizations. He was not weak. He was a reminder of endurance. The machine's light faded slowly. The boy stepped down, breathing deeply. He felt different, though outwardly he looked the same. The teacher looked at him, nodding. "The Emperor will meet you again soon," the teacher said. "He will help you understand how humans can shape the galaxy. You are not alone. Your presence here is proof that life can survive, adapt, and grow stronger." The boy walked back to his room. Outside, the academy's gardens glowed under alien suns. Birds with bright feathers sang in the air, and the students walked quietly, still whispering about him. He felt eyes on him, but this time it was not fear, it was respect. That night he looked at the stars through his window. He remembered the patterns the machine had shown him. The images of survival, adaptation, and endurance filled his mind. He realized that humans were not just ordinary creatures. They were the galaxy's reminder that life could overcome even the greatest challenges. He thought about his friends back on Earth, his teachers, his family. They had all survived in their own ways, small victories that added up to something larger. He smiled quietly. He understood that the Emperor had seen something in him, yes, but also something in all humans. Their strength was quiet, hidden, and unstoppable. In the days that followed, the Academy began to change. Teachers adjusted lessons to accommodate his unique abilities. Alien students started watching him differently, some with curiosity, others with admiration. Even the machines seemed to respond to him differently, as if recognizing a power they could not fully understand. The human boy continued to learn, to walk, to talk, and to observe. He understood that he carried more than knowledge, he carried the story of humanity. And the galaxy slowly but surely was beginning to notice. By morning, the Academy felt alive with a new energy. The boy walked among students not as an outsider, but as a symbol of something greater. He was still young, still learning, but he was no longer ordinary. He had seen the truth of the primordial genome. He had felt it inside himself. And he knew that the galaxy would never look at humans the same way again. The Academy felt different the next morning. Word of the human boy's unique genome had spread quietly through the halls. Alien students walked with more curiosity than fear. Teachers nodded respectfully when they saw him. Even the machine seemed quieter, humming softly as he passed. The boy noticed all of this, but he kept his head high and moved as if nothing had changed. He felt a quiet pride inside, though he did not fully understand it. Later that day, the Emperor returned to the Academy. His starship descended slowly, casting a golden light over the courtyard. Students gathered to watch, some standing in awe, others whispering nervously. The human boy was escorted to a large platform where the Emperor stood, surrounded by his advisors. The crowd fell silent as the Emperor raised his hand. "Today," the Emperor said, his voice carrying across the courtyard, "we welcome a new kind of student. One who carries the memory of survival itself. One who reminds us that life is stronger than we sometimes believe." The crowd gasped quietly. The boy felt all eyes on him. He remembered the scan, the glow, the warning. He remembered the machine that had revealed the primordial genome, and the Emperor's words about humans. For the first time, he understood that he was not just a student, he was part of something bigger. The Emperor continued, "This human is not a threat. He is a symbol of what it means to endure, to adapt, and to grow stronger in the face of challenges. Humans were long hidden in our histories, but today we acknowledge them openly. From this day, all humans are welcome in the Academy." Alien students whispered excitedly. Some looked amazed, others looked nervous. Teachers nodded and smiled. The boy stood tall, feeling a mix of pride and humility. He had never thought that being human could mean so much. He had never imagined that his species could be seen as a reminder of the galaxy's strength. The Emperor approached him and placed a hand on his shoulder. "You will study here, learn, and grow. But more than that, you will show the galaxy what humans can achieve. Your presence alone is a lesson. Others will watch and learn from you. And in time the galaxy will change." The boy nodded slowly. I will try," he said. His voice was calm, but inside he felt a new determination. He wanted to learn everything, to understand everything, and to show the galaxy that humans were not weak or ordinary. In the days that followed, the Academy adjusted to the human boy's arrival. Teachers redesigned some lessons to challenge him, knowing that his abilities were unique. Alien students began to observe him more carefully, learning from his thinking, his problem-solving, and his quiet confidence. Some even sought his friendship, hoping to understand what made him different. The human boy found himself studying harder than ever before. He learned about alien cultures, languages, and sciences. He trained in simulations, solving problems faster than expected. Yet, he remained humble, never boasting about his abilities. He realized that true strength was not only in surviving, it was in learning, adapting, and helping others. One evening he walked to the Academy gardens. Alien plants glowed softly in the light of the twin moons. Birds with bright feathers chirped melodious songs. Students and teachers passed quietly, many giving him nods of respect. He looked up at the stars and thought about Earth, about his family, and about the story of humanity that had finally awakened. He understood that humans were no longer hidden. The galaxy had paused, noticed, and now celebrated what humans could endure. He felt a connection to the stars, to the Academy, and to the ancient memory of survival that lived in his genome. It was a quiet power, one that could change not only his life but the galaxy itself. The next day the Emperor visited again, this time to speak with the human boy privately. "Remember," the Emperor said, Your genome carries lessons the galaxy forgot. Your presence teaches more than words can. You will face challenges, yes, but you will also inspire. Humans will take their place among the stars, and you are the first step. The boy nodded. I understand. I will do my best. Over time, the academy changed. Humans were now welcomed openly. Alien students learned to respect them, not as weak or unimportant, but as examples of endurance, intelligence, and quiet strength. The human boy walked the halls freely, still learning, still curious, still growing. Yet he was no longer invisible. He trained, studied, and observed, always remembering the glow of the first scan, the Emperor's words, and the truth of the primordial genome. He knew that being human was not just about survival, it was about reminding the galaxy that life could overcome challenges, adapt, and flourish in ways that few species could imagine. As years passed, the human boy became known as a symbol of endurance and intelligence. He solved problems no alien could solve. He taught lessons in subtle ways, showing that humans could think, adapt, and endure beyond expectation. The academy and the galaxy began to change slowly, influenced by his presence. At night, he often stood beneath the stars, thinking about how small he had once felt and how much he had grown. The Emperor's words echoed in his mind. Humans are survivors, humans are teachers, humans are a reminder of what life can achieve. He smiled quietly, proud of his species, proud of himself, and ready for the galaxy that awaited him. The human boy had found his place. The galaxy had recognized him. And for the first time, humans were no longer hidden, they were a part of the stars.